At the turn of the 20th century, the city of Kalamazoo was well known as one of the most elegant towns in the Midwest. The town boasted three posh men's clubs: the Academy, the Kalamazoo, and the Cosmopolitan, that in February of 1904 merged to form one large organization that would be called the Park Club.
The Park Club was incorporated in 1904 and originally was in a building immediately to the east of where we're at right now, an area that's now our parking lot. It originally was comprised of three different gentlemen's clubs which joined together. Apparently the cohesion was fairly strong to build a club as strong as the Park Club to endure for 100 years. Out of three small clubs within a city the size of Kalamazoo, I think is a great accomplishment.
For 20 years, the club occupied the Italianate building on the corner of Rose and South Streets, facing Bronson Park. And there it prospered to the point that the members began to contemplate a larger and more up-to-date facility. When the bids came in at $500,000, the club decided instead to purchase the William Lawrence Mansion next door. Lawrence, who owned the Lawrence and Chapin Foundry, had built the fashionable Queen Anne-style house in 1889, spending a considerable amount of money and making it one of the most impressive homes in Kalamazoo. This new club building was refurbished and fitted and opened its doors in April of 1927.
They purchased and renovated it to be very suitable as a dining and private social club, adding commercial kitchens, large public restrooms, building several bars throughout the facility, and furnishing it in a very comfortable way. At that time, lots of easy chairs, lots of leather couches and sofas. The dining rooms looked a lot different than they do today because it looked like your living room.
Soon a rathskeller was built in the basement of the structure, and then a large dining room called the Garden Room was constructed on the west side of the house. In recent years, it was renamed the Victorian Room. When the old clubhouse was demolished, a lawn was planted where it stood, and two new entrances were added: the motor entrance and a ladies' entrance. The Park Club was to continue to grow and prosper.
The heyday of the club peaked a couple of times in the 1940s and 50s. Very popular, very successful, very well populated membership. And even throughout the 1980s, the club enjoyed status as being a remarkable institution, having nearly every person of status in the community being among the ranks of the members.
By 1955, the lawn on the site of the old clubhouse gave way to a much-needed parking lot surrounded by a serpentine brick wall. In 1977, an addition was constructed at the rear of the building to house the new basement kitchens. About this same time, women began to use the front entrance, and soon after, an elevator tower and new lobby were built on the site of the old motor entrance. In preparation for the centennial of the building, significant remodeling was done to the building's infrastructure, returning the original Victorian decor. Some of the original Tudor furniture is still in use today. In 1991, a dining area called the Pub was added, and in 1996, the entire Park Street porch was handsomely restored for seasonal dining.
The growth in the membership in most recent years has been wonderful. We're almost approaching the numbers that we had in the late 1980s in the over 300 member category. So we're now in the middle 200s and project that we will be back to that level within the next 12 months. And at that point, you know, the club is a firm foundation, and the building is maintained properly, and we have the best staff, and we have the kind of atmosphere that people are really attracted to.
Through 100 years of style and usage changes, the Park Club has continued to serve the community as an ideal social center. Today, with 12 dining rooms, from regal and formal to charming and casual, the Park Club maintains an elegance of time gone by, while providing the membership with service and culinary creations that have garnered it a reputation as one of the Midwest's finest clubs. The Park Club is quite simply here for you.
It's all for you.